Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So I'm here on the last few races of the backtrack event. And the first one that I'm using here is the last lock-in, which is actually the GT500. What I found is that, at least for the challenges up to this point, they're taking it easy on you for the most part. I mean, other than the relays getting more difficult, this particular car, the opponents are really slow, even up to race 58. So that's some good news, I guess, but it's not all good news. I think 58, 59, 60 are going to be the hurdles for you. And if you don't have your cars upgraded enough, usually race 60, they're going to want to kind of give you the carrot until the end and then put a stop to you and then make you struggle to upgrade these cars to the point where you can get through, right? That's the standard strategy. Lead them on, let them keep going, get them so close to that goal that they're going to spin to finish. It's a psychological trick, and it certainly works great. All right, now, Cobra Jet, good car only in the sense that it's fast enough. Other than that, it's down tunable to beat dyno, and it relies heavily on body stage 6 to perform. So those are the things you need to know about that car. Plus, it's real sensitive to launch. You got to hit the perfect launch, or you're going to lose like 0.1, 0.2 on your runtime. The GT500, well, I locked it in last because it is one of those cars that generally can do well with speed traps if you tune it and change the tire grip and all that stuff. So I don't have an issue since my car's maxed, but still something to consider. Now, by this point, even though your opponents may not be running 9s and 8s, although for the Cobra Jet's last run, I think it was like a 10-second or 9-second run, you need your two cars in the 9-second range to really safely get through that that speed trap, right? I mean, that relay right there. Now, speed trap. Okay, 269 really isn't that bad, considering this car. I think fully maxed would do well over 300. So what do we got? We got a nice gap here, right? I did 312 to 269 now. Yeah, that's a huge gap. But then again, my car's fully maxed, right? Okay, we got nitrous. Now, nitrous is good for speed traps. Certainly would help it if I didn't have a fully maxed car. But without nitrous and without other stage 6s, I don't think this car is going to make that speed trap. Now comes the real challenge, the final relay. For me, it's pretty simple. For you, depending on your level of upgrades. So the problem with this event's cars is that the first car, the Roush Stage 3, is really crappy. It's slow. Even fully maxed, you're only looking at about an 8.5 car, 8.4 car, which means this is going to drag you down. If this is a fast overall relay, and this thing for you is only running like mid-9s, then your other cars have to compensate for that. So this is definitely one of the things that could put a damper on things. The second piece is, of course, your second lock-in, which the good news for me is that the Patriarch, even though it's a purple star, the crates are bronze keys. So easy to max out the Patriarch now with this event. Now, that being said, a maxed T5 that's pretty fast would be better for this lock-in just for these relays, if nothing else. The Patriarch is just as fast. In fact, it is probably the fastest out of the 4 cars I locked in if it was fully maxed. Mine's missing 2 stage 6s, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to just go back and get them very quickly after this. The Cobra Jet's another fast car fully maxed, about 6.9. Compared to the others, it's quite decent. Unfortunately, the Roush, again, being so slow, kind of drags down the overall performance of the pack. So that's the weak link as far as that's concerned. When you get to the final car, the GT500, again, fully maxed, it's not that quick, but it's not terrible. But most likely, if you're putting it in lock-in number 4, this is the car that you have the least upgrades for, so you might struggle a little. But the problem here, what you need to look at is my total number performance on the end. With these max cars, I'm only 3.6 seconds off from what's required. That's not good. That means if I was not running max car, let's say my Cobra Jet didn't have body S6, That's a second off its time. Let's say my GT500 didn't have top S6. That's almost a second, half a second off its time. So you lose time really fast. But anyway, assuming you get through race 60 and win this, you get this guy here, the Tier 4 Jack Roush Edition Ford Mustang. 5 stars means nothing. That just means rarity. It has nothing to do with performance or whether the car is good or not. I will build it and test it. Based on what I saw in Danny Lightning's video, the car might be viable, but without stage 6s, we'll see where it lands and whether it's fast enough to be fun to use or not, because I personally don't care much about really slow lobbies. Now, I still don't have this garage organization thing that some people have gotten, so we're going to go check out that GT500 now to show you guys what it's capable of at stage 5 only for the speed trap, because in case you have that same car locked in for the speed trap, I want to show you how many stage 6s, or what stage 6, like for example that nitrous being added, would it help, that kind of thing. Let me see. I'm talking so much I'm skipping past Ford already. Oh, okay, I didn't see it because I didn't have the thumbnail available to me. Okay, so unfortunately, this car goes from 7.5 car to like a 10-second car if you don't have stage 6s. So there's that problem too for the relay. Without stage 6s, this car is relatively slow. Might be a 9.9, 10.0 if you tune it, but generally speaking, it loses a lot of performance when you take out the stage 6s, particularly body trans, tire, nitrous. These 4 are pretty useful. So what about that speed trap? Well, I think it was like 200 and, oh wait, I can't look there. I gotta look at quarter mile, right? It was a quarter mile speed trap. So 224, oh boy. First thing you always do is put tire up to see if it'll increase it. It did, not by a lot. And then you can put the final drive a little closer to where you want to end up at and see if that helps. That certainly helped. What about 5 gears instead of 7 gears? No, that doesn't help. Okay. So we still want to use the higher number of gears. We just use nitrous later. That's 230, 45, but close enough. All right. So we're not going to I doubt we're going to hit 269 off of a 235. That's almost 30 mile per hour difference. This car is pretty good at pushing past the performance envelope, but it's not that good. Okay, very few cars can beat the speed trap by that much just from tweaking tire and using nitrous. Some can, but very few. All right, so 6th gear, we use the nitrous, ran out in 7th. I wonder if that's, maybe 7th might be better to use nitrous. We'll see. Let's see where it lands first. Yeah, 249. Okay, so yes, it's at least 14 or 13 or 14 mile per hour more than where the dyno says it is, which is a good thing, but that means to hit 269, you got to run at least 254 or 5. So again, you're not going to accomplish that without stage 6s. Plus, you're probably not going to be able to get through relays without stage 6s anyway. If this car is the last car, the least upgraded car, and all your other cars are max, maybe you can, but generally speaking, you're going to need stage 6s no matter what. All right. Wow, that's a nice jump. 262 from 230 something with those 2 stage 6s. But, of course, I picked the 2, in my opinion, would be most helpful stage 6s for performing something like this mile per hour run. Okay, let's see if we can get well over to... all right, so this time we skipped to 6, 7 nitrous, so had both kind of going there. Let me see what I ran. 283, very good. Very good. So well over the 269. So we started at 263, so that's about a 20 mile per hour push, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. So that's the GT500. Again, some stage 6s can get you there. We also have the Cobra Jet right next to it. I would try to show you guys some speed trap tunes, but I think it might be different speed trap and different requirements if you had the Cobra Jet in lock-in number 4 So I'll just wait for you guys to tell me what it is, and then I can come back and test and maybe put it in the comments. In any case, that is winning the Jack Roush Ford Mustang. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and like to see these kind of videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.